Dear students, today I'm going to teach about the vector that is overlay analysis, mainly through vector overlay analysis. So when you do the overlay, there are certain functions which are available in the software. So there you can go to the vector main menu. Here you have the geoprocessing tools. So in this we are mainly covering difference, intersection, symmetrical difference and the union. So these four tools we are going to cover in this lecture. Now I have already created a polygon layer, two polygon layer with attribute as 1 and 2 and overlapping, because in overlay analysis you have to remember certain things, points. Number one there should be at minimum 2 input layer. Next, and this 2 input layer must be overlapped at certain part of the area. That means as a whole overlap, it can be one over the another or partly overlapping, but it has to be, there should be a common area. Next thing is both this input layer must be in the same coordinate system. It must be in the same coordinate system. That is the requirement or the conditions. And next I have already also created the line as a road and the point features also for this operation, to show the operation. Now you can go for different types of overlay analysis. One is polygon over polygon, and another is polygon on point, point on polygon, line on polygon, and polygon on polygon. So this type of 3 types of major operations you can perform to query, to ask the software your questions, your requirement. So let's first start with the polygon on polygon. So I have 2 input layer, both polygon. It is fulfilling all the condition. That is, one of the 2 input is polygon. That means here at least both the polygon. Next thing, it is overlapping. Next thing is it is in the same coordinate system. That is 3, 2, 6, 4, 5. Now if you select this, both are separate layer. This. Okay. Now what you have to do is, let us first start with the operation that is called the union. So go to vector main menu and the geoprocessing tool and go for the union tool. So union. Now union is the, you can some kind of addition, or so union of means in the Boolean logic the term is called OR, OR. So here 2 input layer 1 and 2. So that means 1 or 2. Your condition is 1 or 2. I want to select the area which is either 1 or 2. That means you are giving the option both the input layer. So in this you have, I am overlaying A and B and run the program function. Now you see that on the left hand panel a layer is already added, the union. Now I want to check off the, now you can see now it is become a 1 layer, but you can select it. Within the layer you have 3 separate attribute. Now you can check. Previously there 2 input layers are separate layer. Now it has merged into 1, but it is not yet dissolved, so you can select separately. Now it has become 3. So you can check the attribute. If you check the attribute, now you can see 1, 2, 3. So previously I have only selected two polygon layer. Now it has become, after union it has become 3. Now select 1. Now this means code 1. So this is mainly of the 1 area, attribute 1 area, and this is the attribute 2 area, that is polygon B area, and this is the new area which has been generated after union, that has both the attribute, that is 1 also, 2 also. So you have the combined overlapping area 1 and 2. So in this way you perform the function and you get the union. So union Boolean logic is or, A or B, 1 or 2. That means you are adding. Okay. Now let's go for the another type of functions we are going to operate. So again on the both the polygon layer only we are going to operate. That is, now let's go to the vector main menu, geoprocessing tool, same process repeat. Now go for the intersection. Now intersection, what layer you want to intersect with what layer. So first you have to give the input layer. Suppose I want to give the input layer as polygon A. Polygon A, and overlay layer is the polygon B. So I want to intersect the polygon A layer with the over the polygon B layer. So I want to run the program. After running the program, you can see now there's a new layer is created, the intersection. Now you check off the previous layer too. Now you see only that layer which is overlapping is only shown. That remains. Rest of this, now you can see in the attribute table, I'm going to add only one layer, attribute layer is there. So 1 and 2. That means it has both the characteristics of 1 and 2, but the remaining. So what happened? The size has decreased. In the union, the size remain the same, but the division is more. In the union, the size remain the same, but the division is more. Attributes increases, but in the intersection, only that part which intersect between 1 and 2, that only is taken out as a layer, separate layer, saved as a layer, and it has both the attributes 1 and 2 as we can understand from the attribute table. So you can see only one ID, that is computer generated ID. By default it is generated because it is the first. Then you can see 1 and 2, both the IDs of two layers are here. So now here you have the difference. You must understand about the union and intersection difference. Union, it keeps both the input layer, both the input layer intact, but there is one new attribute layer is being generated, that is and area remains the same, but division is more. In the intersection, what is that? Is the overlapping area is only retained and the rest is left out. So the area becomes smaller, only the overlapping common area is retained, and the Boolean function of the logic operator is called the AND function. So in the union it is the OR, that means both is retained, but in the intersection AND means where both 1 and 2, polygon A and B, where it intersects, only that area, and only that AND means that intersect area is retained. So intersect means the AND Boolean logic, and union means the OR, so including the both. That concept is clear now between the union and intersect. Now we are going to operate the next. We are going to use the next tool, that is the difference. Now in the difference also, always in all these tools you have to give one input layer, means the layer which you want to use as a difference. So I am going to use polygon A for all, and overlay layers, that is overlay layer is the polygon B. So I am going to give the input layer, so A over the B. So I want to get the difference. Now what is difference? Difference, I run it, and you can see the layer is generated on the left hand side of the layer panel. Now you see, now my input layer was the polygon A layer, that is a 1. Now over the area B, polygon B. Now difference means I have subtracted the subtracted the polygon B area, and what is not overlapping is only retained. Okay, so I've given the input as A polygon layer, and over the layer I have given the overlay layer as a polygon B, and I've given the options difference, that means subtract. Okay, subtract A from B, that means you are getting only the result, the remainder, that which is not overlapping over the B, so that is only retained. Okay, so in this way difference. So now the area has become smaller. One of the layer is totally, one of the input layer is totally, one of the overlay layer is completely neglected. Only the input layer is retained, but with the decreased size. So this is called difference, or you can say subtraction. Here you have to keep in mind, in intersection and union, mainly you don't have to bother about which one will be input and which one will be the overlay layer, because it is there are overlapping and it is keeping the quality of both. But in difference you have to be careful which one will be your input layer and which one will be your output layer. Here in this case I have selected input layer as polygon A, so that's why polygon A is written and polygon B area is left out. Now similarly, if I choose the other way around, geoprocessing tools and difference, instead of polygon layer A as in the input layer, I'm going to choose polygon B layer, and over the layer polygon A, just the opposite. Now run the program and now see the difference. See here now. Now since I have given the polygon B as the input, now B is only retained. The rest of the area which was common to both is being left out. So this is the difference between these two. So you have to be very careful what output you want. So input selection is very important here. In the union intersection you don't have to bother about which one will be input and which one will be output. Overlay, it can be interchangeable, but in difference and symmetrical difference you have to be very careful. So in the difference, that is the subtraction, and the Boolean logic or the operator, that is called the A not B. A not B, that means A but not B. Okay, so here in this diagram, this is A but not B, and another diagram difference, this is B but not A. So this is the operation, A X not X, or A not B, or B not A. Okay, so that you have to understand. So in the PDF I am going to explain, there is beautiful diagram. So I am going to display some picture here. You can see and is, as I've said, it is the intersection. That means whichever is the intersection, A and B, both, wherever is there, it will retain, and that is the intersection. And or means A or B means both are included, that is the union. And next is the difference. Okay, and the difference, what you do is, here you don't have this, difference is here, A not B, that means difference is subtractions. So A is the input, B is the overlay layer. Now what is the result is, only that part, shaded part is only retained. The output will be only the shaded part. So A only, I want A but not B. So that is the subtraction or the intersection tool. Now next we are going to apply is the symmetrical difference. Now we have already shown the intersection, the difference is the A not B, that is the subtraction. Now we are going to for the symmetrical difference. Now symmetrical difference, for easy understanding, is union without intersection. Okay, in the union what is happening, all are included, and this intersection part is also given as a separate layer. Now this 2 input layer has been divided into 3 input layer. Okay, now in the union with a symmetrical difference means both are retained but without the intersection area. Now intersection area is left out, but both the rest of the areas are retained. That is union without intersection. Both the input layer is retained, but overlapping layer is left out. That's why it is called union without intersection, symmetrical difference. Okay, here the Boolean that is called the A, that is X or B. That means neither A neither B. Okay, neither A nor B area. That means this intersection overlapping area has both A and B. So that's why it is being left out. So only that which is purely A and purely B, that is only retained. That is the condition. A but not B. B but not A. So in this way, this operation A and not B. So this operation is called the symmetrical difference or the union without intersection. Now we are going to operate on this 2. Again the same process, choose the symmetrical difference. Here also you have to be careful which will be your input layer, which has to be in the, whatever you give the input layer will be in the output layer. So input layer is, I am going to select polygon A, and with the help of polygon B I am going to subtract the symmetrical difference. Now run. Now since I have chosen the input layer A, so A layer will be here. Close. Now you see symmetrical difference. Both the layer are present, but the middle layer which is overlapping or the common area is being left out. That means the area has decreased. That means you don't want this area. Okay, that is called symmetrical difference. Now you see the union. Union you have all but as a separate layer. But in the symmetrical layer, the middle portion is left because our condition was that I want purely A and purely B, but not which has both A and B. Neither A nor neither B, but only A and B. So that was the condition. Okay, so that is the difference between the union and the symmetrical difference. That is symmetrical difference, union without intersection. Okay, so in this way you understood, and I have shown through the polygon on polygon layer how to go for this analysis, overlay analysis, polygon over polygon. So I have shown you the difference, units, symmetrical difference, and the difference. In the intersection and the union, you don't have to bother about which one will be input layer and which one will be your overlay layer. But the difference and the symmetrical difference, since you are cutting the layer input layer, so you have to be very careful in the especially in the case of difference, not symmetrical also, but only in the difference you have to be careful which one will be your input layer and which one will be your overlay layer. Okay, so now that is polygon. I have given the example of polygon on polygon, that is overlay analysis. Now next operation, I am going to perform the same operation but with different layer. But as I have said earlier, one layer has to be the polygon layer. So I am going to choose only one layer, that is polygon A. Now another layer I am going to choose the line layer. So polygon and line. So line on polygon. So line on polygon. So line will be input and polygon will be the overlay layer. So now here, suppose I want to know that suppose this polygon circle layer is a forest area. Okay, and in the forest area road is also crossing. So I want to select the area, only part of the road which does not fall in the which falls in the forest area. I want the road which falls in the forest area. So in that way I am going to perform this function, that is the intersect. I want to intersect both for this polygon A layer and the line layer, and I am going to get the result. Now go to the geoprocessing tool and go to the intersection function. So intersection function, I am going for this input layer as the line A layer, and the output is the overlay layer is a polygon. Now I am going to run. After running the program, my new layer is created. Now you see only that road layer which falls within that polygon layer is only retained. That means polygon A was this layer, so this road was crossing. So after intersecting this road, only that common area, overlapping area is only retained. So intersect input layer is only which falls in the polygon A layer is retained. Okay, so this way I can actually now see that I can easily understand that within the forest layer this much kilometer of road is present. Okay, so as per these conditions I have said earlier, when you perform this overlay analysis tool, one layer has to be polygon. Okay, you cannot go for it is not advisable to go for line on line or point on point. And this union tool you must use only when there are two polygon layers. Better not use it in the polygon and the line layer, or the line or line layer, or point on point, or polygon and point. Better you use it only when there are two polygon layers. Then it will be beneficial for the union tool. Okay, intersection tool you can apply when one is a polygon layer and one is a line layer or the point layer. But for the union operation you can perform only when both the input layer is the polygon layer. Okay, now let's go over to the next point functions. In the point functions I have already created a point features, and I have selected polygon A features. Now I want to know only points which are located within this polygon. Okay, that means within this polygon I want to know the how many points are there. Now for that means I have to use the operation AND. So same function. So AND means the intersection. I want to intersect the point with the polygon, so I want to select the point features, and our overlay layer is a polygon. Okay, also poly A, and run the program. After running the program, let's see what is the output. Now you see only that points which falls in the polygon A is only selected. That means the common area is only selected. My input is the point. Okay, so this is the thing. Intersection AND. Okay, and union, again as I've said, union will only be meaningful when both are polygons. So I am not going to. Difference means the subtraction. So my input layer is the point and the overlay layer is the polygon, and I want to run the program. Now let's see what is the result. Now you can see the difference. Can you see the difference? So input layer which is common is subtracted, so you have the rest of the area. This point is, that means outside the circle whatever point is there, it is being retained. what is inside is being left out. Okay, that is subtracted. The common area is subtracted. So that was what I was talking about, the difference. You can see the difference here. Okay, so common area is left out, and here only the which does not fall in this poly area is retained, while in the intersection is just the opposite. Which falls in the common area is retained, while the outside which does not fall is left out. That is the thing. So now today you know all about this, how to perform overlay analysis on polygon on polygon, polygon on line on polygon, and point on polygon, and what is the symmetrical difference. So for your understanding, you must make a notes what is the difference between the union and the intersection, or difference and the symmetrical difference, or the union and the symmetrical difference. So point wise. Next is, when you go for the overlay analysis, mainly the vector overlay analysis, what are the things you must keep in mind, points that you must write down. Okay, that is the thing. Next is, what is the use of this tool in day-to-day basis, daily basis, or in your studies, analysis. So that you have to do. Mainly it is for, this tool is used especially for identification of suitability, what we call as suitability analysis. Which land is suitable for this crop. Okay, so that you have to be keep in mind. So in this way, location also, location analysis you can do. Industrial location, if you want to build an industry, you want to identify land, and you have given certain conditions, so that conditions need to be fulfilled. So like near the road, near the highway, near the river, at 2 kilometers from the forest land. So many conditions you have given for your land, choosing of land. So if you have the database of land use of that area, of the state or district, you can easily run this tool or the functions or the Boolean operators, and you can easily come down and to the narrow down your options, and you can choose which one will be your area. So in this way, suitability analysis, location analysis, so you can use these functions.